Hi everyone! So this video is all about ear infections in guinea pigs, and the reason why I am doing what seems like a somewhat random medical video is because we have been to and from the vet in the last 4 days, because unfortunately little Lyra, she's hiding over there in the pig loo, little Lyra has an ear infection, and then she had to go back to the vets again because she managed to get hay stuck in her ear. So the poor little mite has been through the wars, but hopefully I think she is getting better. She is getting there slowly. So because of all that's been happening, I have done quite a bit of research on ear infections in guinea pigs, and I did just want to share what I found with you all and kind of raise awareness a bit of ear infections, because although they're not the most common problem in guinea pigs, they can be very serious and they can be life-threatening. So ear infections in guinea pigs can be caused by bacteria, and whether this is to do with an existing infection such as a respiratory infection like pneumonia, the bacteria gets in the ear and it progresses into the middle ear and then the inner ear, and ultimately it can affect the central nervous system and it can be fatal. So obviously ear infections can be very serious for guinea pigs, and we need to be aware of the signs to look out for. And some of the things that we might notice when an ear infection is just starting out is that the guinea pig is more sensitive about being touched around their ears. They might shake the head, they might scratch at the infected ear, and they might kind of appear to be in pain if you do touch the ear. We might also notice pus or discharge, or even an unpleasant smell coming from the ears. But later on, when the infection progresses to the inner ear or the middle ear, we get to see the more obvious symptoms such as head tilting, circling, a loss of balance, and even rolling around. And what I noticed in Lyra was that she was tilting her head to one side and she appeared to be in pain, so she was kind of squealing a bit when she was doing it. I thought to myself instantly, oh, she's got some sort of ear infection. And that's when I went on the laptop and had a quick look, read that they can be very serious, and I thought, wow, I need to try and get her to the vet. And this was at about 6 o'clock on Tuesday evening, and the vets were amazing. They managed to squeeze her in just before the practice closed at 6:30. And the vet used a scope to look inside her ear and said, yeah, I can see some pus and some discharge in there, so that we do think it's an ear infection. If your guinea pig does have an ear infection, treatment should be a prescribed course of antibiotics. Guinea pigs can't get over an ear infection themselves, so it is really essential that you get help from a vet and you get that course of antibiotics prescribed. So Lyra was prescribed a course of Baytril, and Baytril is one of the most common antibiotics used in guinea pigs. I do believe it is the only licensed antibiotics for use in guinea pigs. I did question whether Bactrim would be better than Baytril, seeing as she is a young piggy, and Baytril can be quite controversial because, like any antibiotic really, they can all have this effect, but it does kill off the bacteria in the gut, which can lead to really serious consequences, and it can be fatal for guinea pigs. So although antibiotics really do help with a lot of infections, including ear infections, it is best to be aware that they can have adverse reactions to them as well, and just to be aware of the risks associated with giving guinea pigs antibiotics. And when Lyra was at the vet, I also got some ear cleanser for her. You can see on the bottle it says for cats, but I don't think it really matters. A lot of the stuff is often for cats and dogs that guinea pigs end up being given at the vets. And it's just was a case of dropping a few drops into her ear and then giving it a wipe around with a cotton bud just to help clear out any debris that might be in there. And I actually asked the vet if he could do the first one, so I held her down and the vet dropped some drops in her ears and had a go with the cotton bud. Hello, baby. She absolutely hated it. She was obviously in pain. She didn't like it. But the vet actually managed to get a little ball of debris and wax and nasty stuff out of her ear, which was really good. And I think that really helped ease her pain as well. So yeah, don't be ever afraid to ask your vet if they can give the first dose, or, you know, they can show you how to do something. And don't be afraid of, if, you know, you're finding it struggling to give them the drugs or to clean out their ears or anything. Don't be afraid to just go back to your vet for a checkup. Were you looking for your tomato? There's a tomato here. Oh dear, you've gone in a strop now. Thingy, look. Do you want it? Yeah. Aww. So yeah, poor little Lyra's been poked and prodded, and she probably hates me now. But as you can see, she seems to be doing okay. The eye that is the eye that we can see at the moment, if you're thinking it looks a bit cloudy and it looks a bit like it's closing a bit, that is the eye that she got hay stuck in, so that's why it doesn't look the best at the moment. I'm not sure whether she can actually get to that tomato. Have you bitten it yet? I think she might have managed. So just to recap, if you're worried that your guinea pig is quite sensitive about his ears being touched, maybe it's shaking its head a lot, or it's scratching at one of the ears, then don't be afraid to go to the vet, get it checked out, because they can have a proper look with the scope and see whether there's anything nasty down there and diagnose an ear infection or not. And it is better to start treatment earlier rather than later, because it is worrying to read that the infection progresses from the outer ear into the middle ear and then the inner ear, and it can ultimately affect the central nervous system. When your guinea pig has a head tilt like Lyra did, it is a sign that it's already progressed to the middle ear, and you really do need to get to the vet as soon as possible. So that's all for this video. I just wanted to kind of raise a bit more awareness about ear infections, because although they're not that common, they do happen. Although I do sound very serious, obviously I've read all this myself and I've become worried about Lyra and everything. So it'd be really nice if you could all send her well wishes and hope that she gets better and she gets over the infection. She's off to the vet tomorrow morning, and there'll probably be an update on her, so look out for that. And again, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the new subscribers, it really does mean a lot, and we'll be back with the next video shortly. So thank you, goodbye.